We have the matter of Miller versus Stothers, please. Okay, this is case number 02239376DP, and I have a couple of things. Actually, I have 3 different matters up on this matter, and let me sort through what I've got here. I've got a pile. Okay, 3 motions. I have 1, which is defendant's objections to the referee's recommendation, and then I have plaintiff's objection to the friend of the court modification on child support. And then the third thing I have is Dad's petition to change custody, which was just filed on 2/21, saying that the child's not in school and that Mom has significant mental health issues. This matter goes back, it looks like originally in 2002, the parties had joint legal. Dad had sole physical. We then get to 6/11, where defendant Mom petitions for full custody, saying that the minor child has significant mental health issues. The parties agree, in September of 2011 to joint legal, joint physical, away from Dad having sole physical, with Dad having 8 days a month is what I have. And then Mom's motion was to, regarding parenting time, claiming the child is afraid of the dad and is cutting. Referee denies. And then Dad saying, so basically we were fighting over Carson, who is, let's see, she's almost, well, next week's her birthday, 2 weeks, not even a couple weeks away, she's going to be 14 years old. So we've got an almost 14-year-old, mental health issues. It sounds like someone needs to talk to a therapist, and my thought process is that maybe I need to get a guardian ad litem to interview the child, because I'm hearing 2 different things, 2 competing motions from 2 different people. Get a guardian ad litem, interview the child, interview the parties, someone to talk to the therapist and see what's going on, because all I can talk to somebody about here in these 4 walls is I can only talk to a minor child about her preference. I can't investigate through her. The only way that I can, basically get questions from a child is to put them on the witness stand, which means you're asking your child to testify against or for both of you, or against each of you, which is just, I gotta tell you, it's terrible, especially if someone already has mental health issues. Yeah. So I would recommend a guardian ad litem. Mr. Clothier, any objections to that recommendation?
Just that it goes part and parcel with the child support, because there was a timely objection to the child support. There was an agreement previously that no child support enter. The referee had a saving clause that kept all of the prior orders put in place. The front of the court's been sending mails to the parties. I've had an appearance since November. I think Ms. Travers had a recommendation for entry of
entry of the child support recommendation.
Yeah, and I objected timely. I mean, I think she prepared it on January 10th. I think they didn't serve me as attorney of record. I think I filed an objection on his behalf on February 1st. I have a true copy of it. I don't know.
Right, no, I've got it. Requesting 633 is what the recommendation is.
Yeah, and I believe she has undisclosed income that will be borne out at a hearing at some date and time. And it's robbing Peter to pay Paul. I mean, she has no income. My client has my client wants a guardian ad litem, so I would ask that you not implement in front of the court, because somebody's probably going to be paying the guardian ad litem.
What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put I'm going to wait for a recommendation from the guardian ad litem. I've got competing motions. Each of you are telling me different things about what's in this child's best interest, and I need someone who can tell me from an independent standpoint what that might be.
Judge, that's fine, and my client, you saw him nodding his head, and he's supportive of that. I just hope that, I don't know what the court's going to use as far as payment of the guardian ad litem or having some parameters, because I believe that the other party here has some. I don't want her driving up the fees for Lynn Taft or whoever you're based on, as long as the court. I don't want my client to pay the bill for every time she calls the guardian ad litem, and I think that's a legitimate concern.
Right, no, and I don't disagree with that. Ma'am, what's your Social Security benefits per month?
I receive $710 for the entire month.
Okay. And do you live with somebody else other than your daughter?
No, that's why I'm asking for the child support. And if you look at the dates, you'll see that he had no interest in getting full custody until after I have filed for child support. He's driven by money. It's all about money.
Okay, well, I know he had sole physical custody of the minor child for 9 years.
No. Legally, yes, but we just never went around changing it through the court system. However, she was with me
Okay, well, just, you know what I'm gonna do is, like I said, I can only put people on the witness stand, which I don't like to do with kids, so
I don't want to do that with my daughter at all.
I use
She
guardian
has
ad litem
severe, and
support.
she's already going to counseling, so.
And I think Lynn Taft is someone who is
I
very,
think Ms. Philpott would have a conflict.
she has previously represented Mom. I've got that in my notes already. So Miss Taft, I think, is good with teenage girls. I think she does a very nice job talking to
Fine.
them. I don't think she's a threatening personality. I think she does a good job with teenage girls. So I'm going to go ahead and appoint Miss Taft as a guardian ad litem. I'm going to order that costs and fees be paid proportionate to income. And I'm going to note specifically in the order that if Ms. Taft at any times feels that one party is excessively calling or contacting or running up the bill, that she would notify me and that we would rediscuss, have a new discussion about who's paying the fees. So we'll add that
I
to the order.
appreciate the court address. I just want to make sure that I represent his interests.
I understand. I just, I feel at this time, there's so much, I mean, you can see my roadmap all over my notes of trying to figure out what's been going on.
You saw my client nod, and
No,
he's in
and I
agreement.
understand. He's been sitting, both parties have been sitting here very patiently. And I think that's probably the easiest thing for me to do, not necessarily the easiest thing for me to do. It's the safest thing for me to do to understand what's really happening here. I don't know what Ms. Taft's schedule is. I'm hoping, you know, I don't like leaving a child with these types of claims hanging out there for very long. I'm gonna schedule you to come back March 25th. But if Ms. Taft can't make it that day, or if she doesn't feel that that's a sufficient amount of time, that date may be adjourned. So for right now, I'm gonna adjourn all three of your motions out to March 25th, which is 3 weeks out at 2:30.
Judge, in the front of the court has been threatening income withholding. They're not to do anything until that date and time, true?
All those, and none of those motions are, and you can.
Can I draft an order that says that and submit it?
Draft that all of, what you can do is you can draft an order adjourning all three of the motions, including the motion to enter a child support modification, in that until the matter is resolved, no child support order is going to be entered. But if Mom is living on $710 and she really is the sole person providing support, that's not much to raise a kid on.
No, and I am, that I do not have, their claim is that I have some kind of under-the-table income. That is absolutely not true whatsoever.
When you're under oath, do you have any other income?
No, I do not,
Anything?
no.
So
And
what type of-
right now I was on a rental assistance program that covered some of our rent, and as of this month, I don't even know how I'm gonna pay, because that program was only for 3 months. We have hardly any income. And now, because of something to do with his insurance, which I guess I'll wait until I show you that evidence next time I come in, but because of that, I now have to pay $130 per session for my daughter to go to a new therapy place, because she's no longer able to go to where she was going.
Okay, so there's some potential of some medical costs.
Oh, a lot,
What type of income do you believe that Ms. Stothers has, apart from her social security?
What is the income that you're?
What's,
additional
sir,
income
why don't I have
line.
you raise your right hand? Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but
Yes,
the
ma'am.
truth?
I was just unaware that she wasn't able to disclose her state money coming from SSI. That based on my support order, what the front of the court is trying to take, based that I actually have a job and have had a job for 12
Right,
years.
so what they're saying
Yeah,
is.
she is, they're saying
not-
that she
They're
doesn't
saying
have any
she's at
income
zero
at all,
and they
that
weren't
she-
incorporating any of her money.
any
They-
of her money.
which
I didn't choose that. They just
They
put that
did.
in there as zero. That's just how they file it.
Okay, whereas if they included your 710,
Right.
that would change. Do you have any objections to including the 710?
Oh, absolutely not.
What if we, Mr. Clothier, what about if you reran the guidelines using your client's income and the 710 from Mom and ran?
On a temporary basis,
On a
because my
temporary
client
basis.
still wants potentially to have a hearing on his custody motion.
No, I agree, but I would like you to think about that, and I would like you to have some type of a proposal.
I'll have numbers on the 25th, and if I may, and then, Your Honor, I should indicate, I've got to post it, I mean, in the event that we go into April, there's 1 week, I'm going to be in Key West from the 20th to the 27th of April for any adjourned dates. If Lynn Taft is unavailable on the 25th, I'm unavailable from the 20th to the 27th.
There was so many people, I'm probably not gonna remember, so if my office calls or if you get a notice.
If I call you and say I laid it out on the record on today's date, I
It's
hope.
fine. you know how many people I deal with every day, and so I
Yeah.
can't remember everybody's schedule. I can barely remember my own.
I'm
some
planning on
days.
being here the 25th, but in the event of an alternative date, that I'm only going to be gone that 1 week.
I understand. Okay, so what we're gonna do is for now, like I said, adjourn to the 25th, see where we are on on a guardian ad litem recommendation. Yes, ma'am?
My daughter has been refusing to even basically talk to her father on the phone. She does not want to go over there.
Well, I'm
What?
gonna have the guardian ad litem talk to her and her therapist.
But what should we do in the meantime?
We have no problem. Lynn-Tac can handle it as far as.
I'll let you work with the guardian ad litem, and when's Dad's next parenting time?
Vision. Is
Well,
that-
he was supposed to be over the weekend, but he did not pick her up, so.
I wasn't able to pick her up.
When's the-
She
when's the
said
next-
right in front of her mother that she wouldn't, and that's the problem. She's refusing. She's being highly manipulated by her mother.
Okay, so when's your next parenting time supposed to be?
Parenting time should be every day off that I have. I work 12-hour days. I get 14 days off a month. I should be
The
picking
question
her
was
up the
direct.
entire-
When's the next day off then?
When's your
The
next?
day off would be Wednesday and Thursday.
I'm gonna let you work with Lynn Taft. I mean, I'm not looking to create more problems than less. Your child's got a therapist. At this point, I've appointed a guardian ad litem. I've seen with kids everything from, a parent working the child over so that the kid feels guilty about going to the other parent's house, to situations where there really is a risk of harm at the other parent's house. I mean, I've heard the whole spectrum, so I don't know where you guys fall at this point in time. I don't know either of you. I don't know.
Our daughter has severe mental health issues. She's been hospitalized 4 times.
Okay.
She just recently got out.
And I don't know why or what that entails.
This
and
has
so
all
Miss-
been enlightened since she moved in with her
No,
mother 2 years
I mean, you guys don't have to argue. The court's already
Nope.
ruled, and
All right.
Not arguing.
Thank you, Mr. Clothier. Okay, I appreciate your assistance. Let's see where we are on the 25th. Are we ready to go on the Sharkus versus Stassa matter?